Ever since I can remember, my language and literacy journey is a musical. The sound of the TV playing video hits with music projecting at a high volume, and the sound of me singing with a microphone at the top of my lungs and dancing to the song playing. The loud noise of my European background gathering together for many parties and celebrations. All my life, I have loved singing and music from a young age, learning songs and reading lyrics before I could even read. This is how I learned language, through never-ending sound, my loud family. This constant noise and music in my early life that I was exposed to is why I chose a musical to be my metaphor, because it represents the constant noise and entertainment that has been happening in my life. From birth, I've always been interested in songs and music. I would always watch video hits and ABC Music instead of watching the usual kids shows, bobbing my head around and just staring at the TV, getting stimulated by the music. This was how I learned to speak and communicate. I also loved going to concerts and wanting to watch things live. When I turned 1, the present I got from my mum and dad was the Kylie Minogue CD, which happened to be the first of many CDs that I started to collect that contributed to me learning language. In a way to show off my language skills, I would often perform songs that I had learnt on the radio in front of the family, like I did here with my little high-five outfit and my first ever microphone in front of the family at my 3rd birthday. At the age of 3, I found out that I was deaf in one ear. Although that didn't affect my speech or language skills, it was going to be something that I needed to pay attention to in primary school and high school though. My imagination was also very extravagant as a child. I would often play pretend with my dolls, outside with nature, and with my dog. This expanded my vocabulary extensively by interacting with the world around me. And I also loved to read picture storybooks and found pictures so fascinating. I started learning words in Croatian and Italian from my grandparents, like what to call them, and words in our language, like hi, how are you, and counting. By the time I entered primary school, it was clear that my strongest subject was English. In primary school, I was always naturally gifted at English and excelled with my spelling and writing. I struggled with maths ever since prep. Numbers just didn't come naturally to me, and I often had to be in the special class to help improve my math skills. At age 5, I started professional singing lessons and professionally performing in front of crowds at concerts and bars. This expanded my music vocabulary by learning new terminology like tone, pitch, and how to properly pronounce lyrics. Here are some photos of me performing at a young age, at concerts, me in a recording studio when I was 10, at a Berwick show, just at another concert, and at a shopping centre, and just me at my singing lessons. In a way, learning songs from a young age and reading lyrics helped prepare me for primary school, which is why English has always been my dominant subject. For maths, I tried tutoring to help better my skills, but it didn't end up working because it just never came naturally to me. I loved doing the weekly spelling tests in class because it gave me a chance to learn new words to spell, and reading a little bit each night from my reading log helped me to extend my literacy skills as well as doing homework. In prep, I got my first hearing aid. Every week I had an aide come in to see how I was going with the hearing aid in class. It wasn't affecting my literacy skills and learning language. I just struggled with missing out on a few words and background noise. When I was 7, I went to Italy for the first time in 2 months, and I picked up a lot of new words and sentences, but lost the ability to speak when I got back because I didn't keep reinforcing the language. The transition from primary school to high school was indeed very challenging for me. I struggled a lot with the demanding work and language that was expected of me, which led me to be feeling overwhelmed. English remained my top subject along with the arts subjects like humanities, music, and psychology, but learning to write essays and language analysis were hard because you had to have the right vocabulary to meet the teacher's standards. I also started playing netball, which expanded my vocabulary with learning words like stepping and learning how to play the sport. My math skills were still weakened and I ended up dropping it in Year 10 because I just couldn't get the concepts. In terms of me remembering and learning content, I was very much a visual and mind map learner. Everything had to be connected for me and I like to dot things together and set it out in a routine, structured order. When I was 15, I got my first job at Kmart. Kmart really improved my social skills in getting out into the real world, talking to customers, using a professional tone and using advanced language to communicate with managers. Things that temporarily disturbed my learning was my battle with depression and anxiety in year 9 and 10, missing out on a bit of school, and all I was surrounded by was negative self-talk. In Year 7, I took up French. It was quite easy for me to learn, but it was more difficult to actually put sentences together. But online resources helped me in the early years. I dropped French in Year 11 because the language was getting too advanced for me to learn properly to achieve good marks. After taking a gap year last year, getting back into university was a shock because I needed to write essays again and do homework and get into the routine of getting into study habits again. So the transition was difficult. I think that so far I am managing well with my assignments and my time management because I really want my teaching degree and that is motivating me to do my best. But I could do more work to prepare myself for future assignments instead of procrastinating a lot. Work on my writing skills and especially brush up on my math skills for next semester. I have made a goal to work on a module a day for BKSB to get to level 5 as I am currently on level 4. It shows that I need to brush up on my grammar skills, for example, commas and semicolons, and my reading skills to analyze texts, which is all stuff from primary school, which, of course, I have forgotten a little bit of it. I also need to make a timetable that manages my time between uni, my 2 jobs, and my social and my family life. So yes, my life has been a musical full of exciting events, entertainment, and of course, music. This is how I learnt language and how I will continue to develop my language and literacy skills all throughout tertiary study and in the later workforce. Thank you.